Okay, so we're going to start working on inverses. And inverses, if you remember from doing work with functions and inverse functions, so if I had just an example, f of x equaled 3x minus 2, f inverse of x would be solving for the variable in play, so solving for the x. So I would want to go ahead and say y equals 3x minus 2. I would solve for x and get y plus 2 over 3 equals x. And I would say that is my inverse. So inverses is solving for the variable in play, and it's getting a variable in play on the other side of the equal sign, so it actually equals something. So if I'm looking at inverses, sine inverse of x really means sine theta equaled something. We'll say x. And so sine inverse of x is saying what is the angle that gave me that actual, or what is the radians, what is the arc length that gave me that actual answer. So if I'm looking for like sine inverse of square root of 2 over 2, I'm really saying sine of what gives me square root of 2 over 2. If you have your chart written down with the pi over 3, pi over 6, pi over 4, so I'll write real quick, pi over 3, pi over 4, pi over 6. It goes in order, 1/2, square root of 2 over 2, and square root of 3 over 2. The other side, it goes down, so square root of 3 over 2, square root of 2 over 2, 1/2. So, and it's cosine. So sine square root of 2 over 2, what gives me that is pi over 4. So pi over 4 gives me square root of 2 over 2. So sine inverse of square root of 2 over 2 is just pi over 4. Same is true for any other inverse. If I'm doing cosine inverse of square root of 3 over 2, I would look at the chart and say, okay, cosine of what gives me square root of 3 over 2? Well, pi over 6. So this would just be pi over 6. So it's going backwards in what we were doing before. If you get a tan, so say you're looking for tan inverse of 1, then I would want to go here, set up a whole new line, tan equals sine over cosine, and actually sit there and physically divide them. So square root of 3 over 2 divided by 1/2, flip the fraction and multiply. That's not going to give me 1. Square root of 2 over 2 divided by square root of 2 over 2. Oh, that is going to give me 1. So I can stop and say, okay, tan of pi over 4 would give me 1. So that's the idea behind inverses, is getting the angle or the arc length that gave you your actual answer.